Hello luxury watch lovers! In this channel, I cover the background, fundamental design features, and things to consider before buying your watch. If you have a luxury watch that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In today's video, we're going to cover the Tudor Black Bay 36. The oversized applied lume dots of this watch create a full and well-balanced gleaming dial with a contemporary touch. The distinctive snowflake hands are the two main features that distinguish this watch from its Rolex counterparts. The Tudor Black Bay collection first appeared in 2012, and it's difficult to compete when your sibling is one of the world's most popular models in its category. The heritage Black Bay is heavily influenced by Tudor history. When it comes to making functional tool watches, the brand has a long history that emphasizes quality and affordability. There are currently 14 Black Bay 36 models in Tudor's catalogue, each with a classy and straightforward exterior. The Black Bay 36's best feature is that while its design is reminiscent of previous Tudor Submariners, its overall aesthetic is modern and distinct. When it comes to materials, all of the models are presented in 36mm steel cases with a variety of straps. The majority of the pieces are paired with black, beige, or brown leather or fabric bands. Nonetheless, some variants include metal bracelets made of steel or steel and yellow gold. Furthermore, all Black Bay 36 watches have colored fixed bezels that add elegance and simplicity to their appearance. And to top it off, their dials are identical in terms of elements and layout, with the only difference being the colorways. The Tudor Black Bay 36 with a black dial didn't get the attention it deserved when it first debuted in 2018, which is understandable given the competition from Black Bay 58 and GMT. For the first half of the year after the watch's release, it was difficult to find reviews and in-person photos. The Tudor Black Bay 36 is simply fantastic. The watch's vintage-inspired charm results from Tudor's attention to detail and the watch's conservative 36mm size. Overall, the versatility of this watch is what makes it so appealing to wear. It looks great, the size is especially comfortable, and the blue dial stands out from a sea of black dials without being overpowering. If you're familiar with the Tudor Submariner's history, getting your hands on a Black Bay 36 model can help you get closer to your goal. Because the Black Bay collection is a modern interpretation of the Submariner, according to watch fans, it shares the same essence and spirit as its predecessor. This makes it an excellent substitute for the Submariner if you see a resemblance. Vintage Submariners are extremely rare and difficult to obtain, so having the Tudor Black Bay 36 as a backup will come in handy. Attention enthusiasts of mid-sized watches. Finally, if you prefer mid-sized watches, the Black Bay 36 is a must-have. It is a perfect size and ensures a comfortable fit regardless of whether you're a man or woman. Its 36mm diameter also provides more versatility than larger watches, making it much easier to match with any outfit. When discussing investment pieces in watchmaking, many think about whether or not a watch can increase in value over time. Unfortunately, most watches do not have this capability. This is why some people use the term investment piece to describe models that have a high value retention rate. Tudor watches, particularly those in the Black Bay collection, are excellent investment pieces. While its value may not triple over time, you can easily sell your Black Bay 36 for more than you paid for it. Let's take a look at some of the design features. We're looking at the Tudor Black Bay 36 Reference 79500 today, which has a stainless steel case diameter size of 36mm and a height of 10.5mm. So we're looking at a lug-to-lug of 44mm and a lug width of 19mm. It has a top-grade self-wound ETA 2824 movement regulated within COSC specs and modified by Tudor. This particular reference features a blue dial with applied indices that can be seen through its exquisite sapphire crystal. It does have an impressive water resistance of 150 meters. And for all our Tudor fans, prepare to add this beauty to your budget as it costs $2,900. Here are 4 things to consider before buying the Tudor Black Bay 36. Starting with number 1, the case. The appeal of the Black Bay 36 is about more than just the case size and balanced proportions. It also has some excellent finishing that punches above its weight, especially given the watch's asking price. The Heritage 36mm, like its siblings in the Black Bay line, has slab sides polished to a gleaming mirror-like shine. Because the watch is on the thinner side, the slab sides are well proportioned to the rest of the watch and are not obtrusive. It's also worth noting how far the crown sticks out when unscrewed. It's quite a distance. The lugs have radial brushing that contrasts with the high polish on the case's sides and fixed bezel. The lugs have a slight chamfer on the edge that distinguishes the polished and brushed finishes, a small but significant detail that harkens back to the look of the classic oyster cases. The right side is divided by the crown, which is supported by a thin aluminium crown tube. The aluminium crown tube is one of the Black Bay line's distinguishing features. On Tudor's larger Black Bay divers, the crown is much less noticeable, but I think it does stand out a little too much on this smaller case. The crown is adorned with the Tudor Rose logo, a throwback to one of their previous logos. Moving on to number 2, the dial. The semi-gloss blue dial was what first drew my attention to the Black Bay 36. It appeared to be the ideal shade of blue, not too dark, not too light, and it changes depending on the lighting. The blue is vibrant and pops in bright light. In low light, it barely appears blue, more resembling a dark navy or even black. Smaller details on the dial are also executed exceptionally well. The applied indices are 0.5 millimeters tall and rise above the dial. They're tall enough to see the polished sides catching the light. Tudor's use of applied indices is admirable, as the effect adds some much-needed depth and visual interest to an otherwise simple dial. An elongated triangle at 12 o'clock points to the subtle Tudor Shield logo. There are rectangular batons at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, and every hour in between is marked with a circle. In low light conditions, each index is filled with white lume that glows green. It's not the brightest I've seen, but it does help with visibility at night. The minute's hand is straight all the way through and ends at an angled point. The second hand sweeps around the dial with a diamond-shaped lume plot near the tip. The snowflake hands have a distinct appearance and high legibility. Furthermore, because the hour and minute hands are so dissimilar, they cannot be confused. If necessary, the small diamond on the second hand makes it simple to time short tasks. And to protect everything, a flat sapphire crystal sits nearly flush with the case, making it happen with number 3, the movement. The automatic ETA 2824 movement is housed within the case. It's a well-known and versatile workhorse of a movement. While much of the Tudor line has been brought in-house, the Black Bay 36 still relies on ETA for movement. The watch hacks and winds by hand. Tudor uses ETA's top-of-the-line 2824 movement and makes its modifications to keep things super accurate. The movements are governed by COSC standards, but they do not go through the certification process. The top-tier 2824 improves on the base model in several ways, allowing the Black Bay 36 to achieve this level of precision. And last but not least, number 4, the bracelet. The overall fit and finish of the bracelet are excellent. The bracelet is faced with brushed surfaces and flanked by polished sides, mirroring the case's finish. From the lugs to the clasp, there is a 3mm taper, starting at 19mm and ending at 16mm, where it meets the clasp. The clasp itself measures a little wider. Given that the watch is a little smaller than most modern men's watches, it also feels a little lighter on the wrist. This is especially useful if you wear your watch while exercising. Don't worry about sweating, it's simple to clean because you can wear it while showering. The taper enhances the vintage-inspired look and makes the watch comfortable to wear. A solid locking clasp with the Tudor shield design keeps everything in place. There are 3 micro-adjustment positions on the bracelet, but none of them provide a perfect fit for me. Most people will be able to find a suitable setting, but it's worth noting that Tudor doesn't currently offer a half link for the Black Bay 36. When you consider the smaller size, case proportions, dive-inspired dial, and solid oyster-style bracelet, it's difficult not to think of the 36mm Rolex Explorer from years ago. There aren't many dressy tool watches in this size that can truly perform double duty. And finally, it's a watch that works really well inside the office as it does outside. This versatility may be an attractive factor for you. And this wraps up my review of the Tudor Black Bay 36. Thank you for sticking it out to the very end of this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the BB36. And remember, time is your greatest asset.